Georgia Democratic Senate candidate Jon Ossoff has been critical of where congressionally approved pandemic relief money is winding up, even as his father's publishing business reportedly got a loan for hundreds of thousands of dollars from the Paycheck Protection Program. Here's what Ossoff said earlier this year.
I mean, so much of the support, the overwhelming majority of the support that the federal government is extending right now on an emergency basis is for the largest firms. And even the tax benefits in the CARES Act are going to flow overwhelmingly to the highest earners.
Let's bring in Ossoff's opponent in the January 5th runoff election, Republican Senator from Georgia, David Perdue. Senator, welcome back.
Hi, Shannon.
Okay, he not only had that to say, but he also says right now McConnell is not getting the job done. The GOP Republicans are not coming to the table. You all are withholding help at the time that people need it the most. How do you respond?
Well, first of all, his early response either shows just a tremendous lack of experience, or he knew he was wrong and lied about it. But it also shows the hypocrisy, Shannon. I mean, not only Ossoff, but other Democrats now are coming to light that while Ossoff was criticizing the PPP loan, his father was taking out a $350,000 loan when the average in Georgia was only $100,000. We saw Stacey Abrams, we learned just today, took out over $400,000 loan, and then Congresswoman Omar has got $650,000 loan out of this thing. While these guys blocked us all year, they're blocking us right now from getting extended benefits for these small business owners. And it's just the ultimate in hypocrisy, in my opinion. But it shows his total lack of total business experience and the fact that he's willing to lie in front of the camera.
Yes or no, will there be a relief package done before you all break for the holidays?
Shannon, I really believe there will be. I think that, you know, anytime Congress gets down to the 11th hour before Christmas, here we are. We find a way to come together. It's the wrong way to do it, but I am really prayerful that we will. These small businesses in Georgia need it. We brought $47 billion down here to Georgia and saved 1.5 million jobs because of PPP. And guys like Jon Ossoff played politics the whole time, said he didn't want to get bogged down in the details. I mean, that is so ridiculous, Shannon. You know, we fought night after night after night to get this package out here and get this relief to the people in Georgia who needed it desperately.
So why not show up and debate him on these points that you can go toe-to-toe and have this conversation with him? The Atlanta Journal-Constitution says, regardless of your decision to not come, it gives the impression, or it feeds into his narrative, that you're not accessible. You're one of the least accessible senators in Georgia. Why not show up and debate him in person?
Well, first of all, we've touched over 1 million people in the state of Georgia during the COVID crisis. I challenge him to that number. We reached out to over 1 million Georgians through these constituent conference calls, personal meetings, and everything, making sure that people were getting what they needed in the height of a crisis, while this guy sat on his perch and criticized everything we were doing. We've already debated these issues with this guy, and he lied time after time after time in the general election. And what we decided to do in this time was to let the people in Georgia see who this guy really is. Let him have the microphone for 30 minutes. We witnessed history being made this past Sunday night, Shannon. I mean, this is the first time in political history that I know of where a political career politician wannabe debated an empty podium, and the podium won.
Well, his team obviously does not feel that way, and I got to admit, I didn't see it, so I don't know, but the visual is there, and you know many in the mainstream media are running with it. I want to ask you, before we let you go, about Hunter Biden. There have been investigations percolating in the Senate saying there are a lot of questions, a lot of unanswered questions, and tonight we find out that the Department of Justice has been investigating him, potentially related to tax and money issues, potentially money laundering. That investigation was paused prior to the election. It is now restarted. What kind of answers do you think the American people should get? And will they get them in Congress based on whether Georgia holds on to those Senate seats and the GOP controls the Senate?
Well, two issues. First of all, it's been 4 years of nothing but back-to-back-to-back investigations of Donald Trump, his family, and everybody around him. It's about time we get into this Biden controversy here and what I think is going to be a deep body of impropriety. This is one of those things that will get buried if we don't maintain the majority in the Republican hands in the Senate. The other thing is I believe the Democrats, at their word, will continue to investigate irresponsibly, really, the Trump family and so forth. This is what I'm hopeful of, is that we get to the bottom of this thing, both in Ukraine and in China. When he went to China and came back with $1.5 billion and goes to Ukraine and makes all that money, we still don't know what really went on. It's time we get at that. The best way to do that is follow the money.
So accusations and investigation, we wait to get answers very quickly, though, before we let you go. Congressman Ken Buck, a Republican across the hill from you over on the House side, says there should be a special counsel appointed. What do you think of the odds are of that?
Well, if we get the majority in the Senate, maybe there is. But I have to tell you, whatever way we get at this, the American people deserve better than we've had the last 4 years. We've had nothing but obstructionism. We've had unfair investigations. And yet here's the ultimate hypocrisy again. The Democrats have something in their own House that needs to be investigated, and they're all stonewalling right now. It's time to get to the bottom of this for the American people.
It will be hard for Democrats to argue that these investigations are harassment or are unnecessary, as you said, when there have been many of them the last 4 years. So we'll see if there is a double standard or if these things move forward and we get some answers, because that's all we have right now are questions. Senator David Perdue, thanks for dropping in.
Thanks, Shannon. Good night.